Welcome to the Man Dog Happy Hour. It's an hour, it's happy, and it's been too long. Thanks to Tim Blaine for that theme song you just heard. I am Dan Lippert, and I'm here with Ryan Rosenberg. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Dan.
And my happiest of our friends, Victoria Longwell.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Victoria. And Talia Tabin.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Talia. Wow. That felt like a...
Dan's girls.
Yeah.
We're Dan's girls.
Welcome to Dance Girls.
In Dan's world.
Wow.
We all believe in the Lord. So what's going on? Let's see. We're going to talk. We're going to do improv scenes, and that's the context.
It's been so long. I just want to catch up with my
I
buds.
know.
I mean, since last we spoke, one shot to the ear,
Wow.
one
Yes.
Oh my
dropout of the election.
I forgot to wear my little patch today.
Yes,
I
we-
apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize.
And that's just in...
That's just in 2 weeks.
Right.
I saw some picture. I think it's probably a bold-faced lie,
What?
but it's just a picture of Trump's ear looking perfect, and they said, like, healed pretty quickly.
They
But
said that
but I think it's probably just like an old picture or whatever. But I want to believe that so bad that like
Yeah.
it didn't happen and whatever.
they just released the story today that the FBI is still has questions about whether the bullet hit his ear.
I
it's-
love it.
But he was bleeding.
What's that?
Maybe.
He was bleeding.
Well, maybe the prompter hit it, is what they're saying.
The prompter.
Yeah, that's
Hit his
like
ear?
what,
like
what they
hitting
thought
the-
at first is the glass from the
Oh,
prompter shattered and hit his ear.
Oh, sure.
But he went out afterwards and said the bullet hit his ear.
Sure.
And
Sure.
the
Sure.
FBI is
Sure.
being like, are you sure?
Right. How would you know, really? Something
Yeah.
hit your ear, I guess.
Yeah. But it's incredible.
We live in such a time where it's so crazy when we're like, well, who knows if this is real?
It's nasty,
It's
right?
the
Like
worst.
we're all,
Everything
all
is
of our brains
crazy.
are broken.
You said it
But-
on a text chain, Ryan.
Yeah. I
What-
feel like
what
I
did
haven't
you
heard
say?
the truth in 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like nothing that is being said publicly is like the truth. It's just like someone's opinion
yeah.
that they
and-
are saying is the truth, you know?
And conspiracy theories are so rampant that that I think that we've been exposed to them now for so long that they start to feel more possible. Like the more you hear that stuff, it's less like, no, that's crazy. It's now like,
I think conspiracy theories make total sense. I think so many of them make so much sense.
Yeah.
It's hard to ignore all of it.
Which ones are you thinking of?
Yeah. What
Just
to
like
the top
so
of your
much
list?
stuff that's like
Moon,
the government is
9/11.
not telling us the truth about stuff or
Oh.
covering stuff up. I'm like, yeah, of course.
Well,
of
yeah.
course that stuff. I don't have any good specifics, so it's not worth talking
I mean-
about.
well, but it is definitely true
No,
that
definitely.
like the this might make me seem MAGA and I'm not, but but it is true that like presidential like presidents have often had their health covered up.
Mhm.
Oh well,
Like
Dave.
there's so many instances of that. What did you just say?
the movie Dave.
hmm
Dave goes into a coma, and then they get someone that looks like Dave.
No, the president,
president.
goes into a
Yes,
coma.
and it's is Dave's the name of the guy that
Yeah, and
replaces
then they
him?
get
I thought it
this
was
guy
President
that
Dave.
was like going around
Yeah.
being an impersonator of him, and they get him, and he's just a Dave. He's just Dave.
A
First
perfect
movie
example
I-
of this thing is this historical movie, Dave.
Dave. First movie I ever fell asleep in
And
theaters
he's like,
watching.
Oh my god!
Don't
Did
get
I
me started on
sleep?
Dick.
We're walking. We're walking.
Yeah, I fell asleep. I don't
Wow.
remember.
Bonnie Hunt at her prime.
I love Bonnie.
Oh my
Hunt.
God, I
love
One of
Bonnie
my
Hunt,
all-time
too.
crushes.
Bonnie Hunt.
Yes, I
Anyway,
love to
Dave
hear
is a
that.
I'd marry her
phenomenal
now.
movie. But I remember learning a lot about the Vietnam War. And
Where are we?
perfect segue. Thank you
This
for
is
talking
like
about
a Trump speech.
I learned a lot about the Vietnam War.
Dave
Watched
is
a little
perfect
movie called Dave. That was a little Jiminy Glick,
I
but
like it. I like it. God, I wish it was a lot of. Jiminy Glick.
Anyway, Vietnam War makes me think of they didn't tell us so much of like what Nixon was doing and all of this stuff that when I was much younger, I felt very helpless, and I would be like, what is the point of voting? Because we're just going to find out 50 years later what was actually happening.
I love
But I-
16-year-old Taya being like, why would I vote? Well, remember Vietnam?
18-year-old.
Literally knows nothing.
no,
knew
I like it
nothing.
better if you can't actually vote yet. And you're like, why would I?
Why bother?
I feel like the older I get, the more every 4 years I look back and go, "Oh my God, that guy was so stupid." Like I'm
that you,
38
you're
now, and at 34, I thought that my 29-year-old self was so dumb.
Yeah.
Now that I'm 38, I also realize that 34-year-old pretty dumb compared to me now. And I'm sure at 45, I will watch this video and go,
Damn.
buddy, you're still doing it. You're still dumb. You know
That
what I
means
mean?
you're growing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you get
Does it?
smarter.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I see.
mean,
Just your level of
If I
awareness.
was like, damn, I was so smart 4 years ago. What happened? You know,
Right.
Yeah, that
right.
would-
Yeah,
you
that would
wanna
be
be
scary.
You want to be better than your older self.
Could you
Yes,
imagine seeing
even
that?
if it's still
oh my
dumb.
God. I'm getting so stupid every year.
Every year. Am I okay?
I kind
Might
of
be
feel
the
that
truth.
way.
It might
about
be the
myself.
truth, but yeah, totally.
Do you? I'm a little nervy about the next couple months. I'm just like,
Mhm.
how are we gonna all keep our blood pressure down?
What?
There's a lot of
Yeah, what's making you nervy? That
just-
someone shot the president, the ex-president, and we don't talk about it 2 weeks later?
That is, I mean, I do think that is so wild.
It's
how
insane.
I mean, it just I think speaks to we live in like a mass shooting society.
Oh,
and
it's
also Trump. It has been so wild all the time, and it all just feels like just a day in the life.
Right.
It's
I feel that way
terrifying.
too. I also feel. I feel like it's kind of crazy because there's a lot of violence. He incites a lot of violence, and maybe I really don't read up on this. Don't quote me on anything I say. I
We won't,
don't
we
read
won't.
the news. Okay,
Great.
you can quote me on that.
I like that
don't
disclaimer.
read the
None of
news.
us read anything.
I read stuff.
You read stuff. I honestly, you're all
Well,
very
okay,
smart,
everything you
educated.
say better
I'm
be
not gonna
right.
say
Everything you
anything.
say better be
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. You're like, I'm so educated that I'm
No,
going to choose to remove
I'm not so
myself from this
educated.
situation.
But
I'm not educated in this world at all. I choose to remove myself from a lot of it. However, like this feels like you've created chaos and like you are getting put in chaos. Like,
Mhm.
how are we going to get out of the chaos? I don't know. It's
Yeah.
all crazy.
Totally.
I don't know how to, I honestly don't know how to talk about it.
Well,
I'm like scared to talk about it
Mm-hmm.
live right now.
that's the thing that that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Like it's what I started thinking about, especially after like when Biden was about to drop out, and I was like, should he drop out? Is I just kind of started having to ask people like, what do you think? Like, what do you
Mhm.
want?
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone would be like, well, if he doesn't drop out, then they can attack him for this and whatever and whatever. And it's like, before we like try to predict what everyone's gonna do, I feel like nobody actually says what they want or believe anymore.
Yeah.
Everyone just kind of like read a few things that I
Mm-hmm.
receive information from. And that's how I feel too, is like I never really saw anyone being like, I like Kamala or I don't like Kamala. They'd be like,
Interesting.
well, she polls better with this group of people and she's polling better in these states. And it's like, but what do you actually think about everybody?
Mhm.
Who do you want to be vice president?
yeah, I just
Yeah.
think that people don't feel like, or at least people in our sphere don't feel like anything they want is represented in current politics.
Mm.
In what sense?
Like it's all I don't know that anyone feels like so inspired by, I mean, and I'm talking about like at the presidential and congressional level, that I think probably people don't feel like what they want is a possible thing.
So do you not like
Oh,
Kamala?
interesting.
No, I don't. I
Don't want to speak about it.
I will say I think it's good that Joe Biden stepped aside, and but again, I would come at it from what you're saying bumps for you a bit, is I would come at it from like a politically analytical
Yeah.
stance.
I think that's like the weird thing about the social mediaification of it all, is everyone just kind of receives information and then parrots it in a sense.
Yeah.
But like I don't really get the impression that a lot of people are like I have this image in my head of like what it used to be like with my like dad's side of the family or my Israeli side of the family, where they would like sit and everyone would argue and they would
Yeah.
like talk about their opinions and whatever. And right now it just feels like everything I hear is like, oh yeah, I read that article too, or I saw that headline too. Like there's not
I
a lot
see
of
that.
like, oh, I'm scared of this person, or like I'm enlivened by this thing, or I
Yeah.
wish this was happening.
Oh,
don't,
I mean,
like,
I'm
feel
scared
that.
of Trump.
Of
I'm
course.
very scared
I'm
of Trump.
scared
Yeah.
of Trump. I will say, from an emotional standpoint, many years ago, I read Joe Biden's book, his autobiography.
Get back, Jack.
Not that one.
Okay.
And I really liked him a lot. And I don't think that anybody is like a perfect president, but emotionally really like Joe Biden.
Mhm.
And and fine that he stepped down. I'm not like, oh, I needed Joe Biden to like be in the race. I think it's so much better probably for what Democrats would want to achieve for him to step down, but like emotionally, Biden's cool.
Mhm.
Like from his book, hearing him talk about his life and
yeah.
like all of his international stuff. And then when his son passed away and like on an emotional level, Biden.
I feel like
I
that's
got
what
you,
he's
babe.
good at. He's good at being like, I'm regular like you.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah.
like I'm not so
I can't
crazy.
speak to politics. I
Yeah.
don't, as we know, I don't read about it, but I read about people's emotional lives and I'm here for it.
Right.
I was so excited for Kamala.
Oh,
Mhm.
really?
Yeah.
That's great.
I was like, hell yeah. Like every speech I see her give, she's like being really direct about Trump. She like fully nullifies everything that was like, we couldn't say this about Trump because it was true about Biden. Like of like the aging thing,
Mhm.
the rambling thing, the like
Right.
he's been around too long thing. And Kamala just feels like, oh, that's all gone now.
No, it's very fun
And
when she
and
says,
it's like
"I know his type."
exciting to see her. It's just exciting to see somebody who's not 81
Mhm.
being our option to run the country.
Mhm.
Totally.
Yeah, I saw a thing the other day that was like, this is the first time in 50 years that it's not going to be a Clinton, Clinton and
Bush,
or
Obama,
Bush.
or
or
a,
Trump.
yeah. And it's like, whoa, that is, or like running for the DNC, like that the DNC has
Oh.
been Obama's, Clinton's, and what? I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. Whatever it was like 50 years been run by 3 families.
There's been a Bush, a
crazy.
Clinton, or
Yeah.
a Trump or a Biden in the White House
Yeah.
for 50 years.
Yeah.
In one,
That's
either
I mean,
president or
that's
vice
like-
president.
That's like the British that you know what I mean? That's like royal
Yeah.
family shit.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I didn't think we were doing it that way, but it totally is the same shit. you
Yeah.
know?
What do you guys think about Pete Buttigieg? Buttigieg?
I like him.
Buttigieg.
I find that his arguments are always just so cogent and straightforward. I like how
Yeah.
he's kind of like he's not unemotional, but he's just very like pragmatic. And
Yeah.
I like that about him.
I like his vibe.
Mhm.
I haven't
I'm
seen
here for
enough
it.
of him to have an opinion. I do remember he was like in the last election, the one that was always going on Fox News and being like
Yeah.
really like palatable on Fox
Yeah.
News to saying like liberal points. And I was like, oh,
Mhm.
that's an interesting
He's
Yeah.
very good.
person to have on your side.
I think it's important to be someone who disagrees that can still respect the other person, because then they have a chance at hearing you.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people don't adopt that. And it's like, well, you're yelling at someone who literally will not listen to you. So what's the point of this theater?
Yeah.
Just theater.
Agreed.
Like if you're not actually going to talk to the other person, what a waste of our lives, you know, to pretend that we are having a diplomatic conversation. It's
Yeah.
just crazy. So if you can't have an adult conversation, I don't think I can like entertain you at all. And he seems very adult to me,
Mm.
which I like.
Yeah, that's nice.
Just like responsible. You
Yeah.
know, he's not taking big swings. He's
Mhm.
like, guys, let's all talk about the same truth that we can all see. I'm like, yeah, great. We
Yes.
have to start there.
He's coming for those bastards at Delta.
Those bastards.
Well, he's in charge of
Bastards.
transportation. That's his job.
He
gotta
should
make
be
sure
coming for
people-
those
yeah.
Delta bastards.
Him and the railroads.
Boeing is done.
Cars,
Yeah.
electric scooters.
Everything needs to go.
Get the birds off the street.
Well, that's our political
That's our
section of
political
Happy
talk.
Hour.
Oh.
Very thrilled.
You have to get through it in every.
We
You
know.
know,
We have to
hang.
start with it.
I think the viewers want it. You know, they want to hear us talk about politics.
I want to hear people just say their opinion
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
get
it's
that.
driving me a little crazy.
Yeah.
Like
in
the, like
the
the political
world.
correctness, or
No,
like the fear
just
of-
like I can't get away from this. Like, what do you feel? Like, what do you want?
I know.
And I just feel like I hear the set. Like, if you talk, like you talking about Biden, I can hear people in my head going like, "Yeah, but what about this? Or what about this?" And it's like, I understand that. I also hate that.
Yes.
But like, here are the things I am passionate about. Or like, if you bring up Obama, someone's going to be like drone strikes, and it's like, yeah, that sucks. Also, I find it so exciting every time I see him walk onto a screen. I like
Mhm.
that he's like cogent and charismatic and exciting, and it's like I want to hear that from people, but I
Mhm.
rarely do hear like, here's who I'm excited about. I
Mm.
hear a lot of like, here's why you're wrong about that, liking that person.
Right. The conversation is rarely interacting with what the person said and more judging them and whether or not they're allowed to say it.
Yeah.
So it's
Mm.
like if you share an opinion, people will start to attack your character rather than have that conversation with you.
Yeah.
And it's like, so what's the deal? We never want to listen to each other? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so many people are not having the discussion. They're talking about if you're allowed to even have that discussion. And it's like, well, I am. Let's just cut through it. You don't get to tell me what I'm allowed to say. Why don't you have the discussion with me rather than trying to quiet someone who doesn't meet your purity test? You know what I mean? It's
And
like so weird.
I kind of believe from the leftist end, that's how you get a Joe Rogan, is because people feel like they're missing that. And so they go like, well, Joe Rogan will talk to anybody. And it's like a misplaced need
Yes.
of like, I need to hear people talking about these things. And I feel like I'm not allowed to.
Yes.
And Joe Rogan says I am allowed to say these things. And so it like radicalizes people when I wish on the left there was more of a feeling of like, yeah, people can say things and we can disagree. And
I wish there
don't
was a
receive
liberal
that.
ideal.
It might be out there, but I don't receive it.
Yeah.
Totally. I feel like it's all shaming,
Yeah.
which we know makes people double down.
Yeah.
So what are we doing if we're so smart?
Yeah.
Like, I want to talk to all of my smart liberal friends and be like, if you're so smart and so much smarter than everybody, why have you not convinced a single person to adopt your idea? Isn't that the goal? Isn't the goal to take people from that side that we believe is wrong and have them join the side that we believe is healthy? It's not to make them stay on their side and be mean to them so that we feel better. It's to actually improve the situation. So if you're not doing that, what are you doing? I don't get it.
Yeah.
I do think there's a collective consciousness that's happening in the world
Jungian.
with what?
Go ahead. It's Jungian.
I think there's a youngin. And I think everybody's like so much more than the generations before us. Like, how do we feel? How do we come together? Let's look at our childhood. Let's look at our the way we speak to people. Let's like have more ownership of like how we treat people. I don't think everybody's on it, but I do think there's like
that's new
a
and growing.
movement towards mental health, towards other people's mental health, towards like all of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Do you feel
The
that?
world is shrinking.
What are you saying? I think I missed
Wait,
it.
no, say the dance thing. What?
It's Jungian.
No. What did you tell Victoria to say that you just want to say to everybody?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you
mean?
feel? Oh,
no,
what do you mean?
the other
No,
one,
what do you
though.
mean?
I'm sorry, that doesn't really work for me.
I think there, and I'm not talking about politics. I just mean like as a society, I feel like at
That's
the
it.
world.
Okay.
I don't think about politics. I think politics, everything is just
This
getting
was
brought
sort
to
of
the
a new
surface.
thought.
That was my new thought.
Okay.
My new thought is I think us as humans are starting to look more at our emotional well-being. And hopefully with that comes other people's emotional well-being. And how do we make people comfortable and happy and live our lives? I was just saying.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was
sorry,
trying to connect it to
tangent.
the yes.
No
this-
connection. No connection needed.
I think that's true.
Cool.
Yeah, the world's more connected than ever, so good ideas are allowed to flourish. More people definitely putting out bad ideas as well. But the good ideas travel, I think. You know? I think that's a sign of that. That everybody's like waking up a little bit more because they have heard it. You know?
So the reason I'm running for school board next to my distinguished opponents here is, well, there's some stuff with the teachers. It's not for me. I mean, it could be for somebody else, but and some of the funding is not super for me. But there's stuff that I do like about it. And so that's kind of the platform I'm going on, is I want to change the stuff that we all don't like, but I want to fix the stuff, add stuff we do like. And so I'm Mike Anderson, and I would love for your vote for school board. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mike. And the question was...
Sorry, I have a response.
Oh, yes. All right.
What did any of that mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to
have
respond.
Off of that, I have a.
Well,
did you have
know-
any specific?
Well,
Right.
well, there's some stuff that like people just don't like, and I also don't like that stuff.
What
Candidate
one.
stuff?
Candidates, we're getting a little out of hand. Let's
I'm feeling attacked, for sure.
Mike Anderson, listen, as the student body president, it's my job to moderate this.
Wait.
Oh,
No. Yes, you're
Are we-
moderating.
okay, great.
And this election, as we all know, is for
School board.
school board. And I think it's fun that we brought in the student body president to
Me
moderate.
too.
It's really fun, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm her
I
mom.
haven't started.
Sorry,
I
you're
haven't
doing so
started-
great.
No, it's
I
okay.
just
Mom.
wanted to highlight
It's
it.
okay. Mom, you're so sweet and supportive.
And the moderator is the daughter of one of the candidates, and I feel how we all feel about that. Right? That's like we all, whatever.
Fine? Do you mean we feel fine about it because it's not that serious?
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, may I?
Me?
May
Yes.
I speak? Thank you.
She's
As
the next
you all
Barbara
know-
Walters.
Oh, come on, Mom. I love you.
As you all know, my name is David Anderson, and I think
Two brothers.
that this town needs to be cleaned up. And I think you know what I mean. The playgrounds need to be cleaned up. That's what we need.
Oh, yeah.
The lunchroom.
Oh, yeah. Can I chime in?
Me?
You got to take more ownership as the moderator.
Well, I was thinking so much, and I think I confused all of us. So I'm just gonna really double check now, right, Mom?
You're perfect.
Okay. Mike, back to you.
I just wanted to say I agree.
Yeah, clean up the recess spots, clean up the cafeteria, clean up the loading dock in all the schools. The mess has to end.
Awesome. So, my next question to both candidates. This comes from Lori, who's a sophomore at Addison High School, and they want to know what's up with the vending machines.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you for your question. May I?
Me? Yeah.
Unless your mom would like to speak to this.
Mom?
Yeah, I mean, I guess is Lori here, or this is just a write-in? I guess I have a follow-up to Lori's
She texted
question.
me.
What's with the vending machines?
Yeah.
In what sense?
Oh,
You
hold on,
want
I
to
gotta
clean up
text
the
her
mess? Which mess do you mean? What mess do you mean?
Anything outdoor on any of our campuses. Any of them. All of it.
Well, I'd like to say the vending machines we've had. This is a District 13, Addison, and all of the vending machines have had some of the food we all like in them, but some of the food we needs to change in there.
And which food? I go on record with literally one specific. I like Rice Krispie treats.
Oh.
Do you?
My mom loves Rice Krispie treats.
Okay, yes, I also like them.
Oh,
Very
okay.
good.
Okay.
And Doritos.
Are you single?
Honey?
I was just because.
Yeah, but
Since
the age
No,
difference here is it's unacceptable.
She was just
Sir, I
talking
don't
about
think-
me. Are you out of your mind?
No, I said the age difference is unacceptable. What did I do wrong?
Brother. Come on, man.
Wait, for me?
Well, that's how he took it, honey. But
Oh,
not because of
no.
you. You're perfect. You didn't imply that.
Okay.
He's a sick man.
I said it's unacceptable.
Lori hasn't written me back yet. I asked her what she meant about the vending machines.
But any bubble or text bubble
No
or
bubble. She
Okay.
might be a water polo. They're not allowed to bring their phones.
Here's the truth.
Wait, this is Lori at Addison?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my daughter. Let me see if I can get her on the phone.
Yeah.
We are at Addison. We're at Addison. We know. We don't have to say Addison.
Okay, well, may I chime in on that?
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
Well made point by my opponent there and my brother.
You guys look nothing alike.
Oh, we have the two different
Hair dyes.
hair dyes.
We use two different hair dyes is why.
Okay, this question is for my mom.
Same,
This one's for my mom.
Use my last name.
Oh, this this is for
These
Mrs.
are so cute, by the
This
way.
is for
Thank you so much.
This is for Mrs. Amerson.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Both of us equally, I know. Thank you.
Mrs. Amerson,
Are you okay?
if you become president of the school board, how would you help make sure that the musical theater performances are better attended?
Good question.
Really
This is
strong question.
From
Thank you.
for your mom.
Yes.
A real hardball.
Glad I didn't get this one.
I think we all know what people want when they go to a
Careful.
show.
I know what you want.
Careful.
They want good casting.
Oh. So, I thought you were going to say Rice Krispie treats.
At a show? Why would I say that? We'll talk about it later.
Snacks.
Oh,
like
that they want snacks?
concessions.
Mm.
I was trying to t-ball you up. I was trying to
Just
lob
as
it
a
up.
quick side note, your daughter was cast as Sally Bowles in the very underattended Cabaret.
Oh, the man knows one specific thing now.
I'm just saying. If
I'm
your
on
problem is
record saying what
casting-
I said. The school needs better casting. Okay? We got to bring in the local celebrities to be in our school shows, to put butts in seats.
Like who?
To give
The
money
guy
to
who
our
owns the
schools.
auto mall?
Nazi.
Excuse me?
He's a Nazi.
You mean from the show?
Excuse
He's a Nazi in the show? You mean from Cabaret?
Oh, he'd be perfectly cast, I guess. Yeah, the guy that owns the auto mall should play Ernst in Cabaret.
You were a wonderful
You know what?
Sally
I'm
Bowles.
dropping out.
Thank you,
I'm
Mom.
dropping out. Scene. Oh, did you guys ever run for a government position at school?
Sure did.
Yeah.
You did. What'd you do?
I did it in middle school, and I do think I ran for vice president.
Did you get it?
I don't think
That's a high
so.
position.
And I think I did a speech that was sort of like that scene that we did.
Hmm.
Oh, no. I did a speech that was
Oh.
kind of like, I don't want to make promises that I'm not going to be able to uphold.
Oh my God,
my
you're
God.
so much
Epic.
integrity.
Yeah,
as a
there's a
kid.
lot
No
of
way. What a
greatness,
cop out.
So
Just go say
pragmatic.
some fun things.
That's
So
what I mean.
dumb. It was
That's what all
dumb.
the wrong people are doing. You're doing it the right way.
You're
You're
doing it the
honest.
right way.
I
Honest
didn't win,
Abe.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, makes sense. What about you,
Mm.
Talia?
Oh, so 8th grade commissioner. But
commish.
that wasn't my
Obviously
big
doesn't
title.
mean much, Victoria.
Did you work with Batman if you won?
Roasted.
Okay.
Absolutely
Well,
murdered.
if you're excited about 8th grade commissioner, you're gonna love what's coming up next. Spirit commissioner.
Yes, I was
my
on
senior
that.
year.
Mhm.
So I was
I fully
spirit.
see that for you.
I was
Yeah.
spirit commissioner.
Which
So
is
I worked
what,
with-
like planning events. Yeah.
Working. I was like part of the student government, but but we ran the rallies.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
Fun.
what I always told people was, wish I could be a cheerleader, can't dance, but I can lead the rallies.
That's a good little quotable.
No, but my slogan was, you're not gonna be surprised. All ya, vote for Talia.
That's
I
great.
love
Nice.
Really good.
ALLYA
Oh,
or ALL-IA or this question doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it was written out in a way that people could understand. I bet it was.
Oh, yeah.
All ya need to vote for Talia.
All- I think ALLYA.
Why?
All of you need to vote for Talia.
All of you.
It's all,
All
of
of
you.
you.
Tall guy wins.
What was the commissioner's job? What is a
For
commissioner?
8th grade,
Mm-hmm.
it was
Work
just
with
like
Batman?
representative. So you were just like in charge of the 8th grade stuff.
I
But then
see.
spirit commissioner was like in charge of all of high school.
So commissioner was essentially like class president.
Yeah,
Okay. I had.
I guess so. So I was like 8th grade class president. I don't know. I think we had an 8th grade class president.
What is?
I think I was.
Did you guys work with like budget stuff? Did you have to keep track of that kind of stuff?
We like had meetings. We had
Yeah.
government. Like we had to go to the meetings during lunch.
We had a Wednesday morning meeting that was like 45 minutes before school started. It was a nightmare.
Oh.
Our student government was like not serious, but like they really took it seriously. We all had like matching shirts that we would all have to wear on that Wednesday, and they were like rugby shirts. You know,
Every
the, like,
Wednesday.
striped-
I mean,
That's
or
very
maybe every
chic.
other Wednesday, whatever it was. I think every other Wednesday you wore the rugby thing, but it was like we all had these like striped things with a white collar. It was like really yucky, weird kind of now that I look back on it. But the Wednesday morning business meeting, we would like go over all the requisitions from all of the like departments in school. So like the athletic department would have to put in a requisition for like $600 to paint the floor again or something.
Uh-huh.
And then we would like vote on it. And if it passed, they
What?
would do
Sorry.
it. And if they didn't, they wouldn't.
the administration at your school was passing too much on to you.
That's insane.
That was up to you.
Well, I think it was it was probably more for show. I'm sure they did whatever they wanted to
Okay.
do, and maybe they had to write another requisition the next week. But it was, I think it was like theater. You know what I mean? I'm sure they
You were
approved what they
playing
approved.
politics.
A little bit,
Yeah.
but it was like, I think it was a way for like, if some people would write in just like a random thing, it would be like, no, we're not going to do that. And then it was like, okay, cool. Good decision, guys. Like, it was just a way to like practice. It was almost like a mock trial
Yeah,
maybe or something.
Okay. It just
Fun.
sounds like you would have an awful lot of power. Like you don't get put on the basketball team. You don't approve the new floor.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I had nobody cared what I was doing. So I don't know.
I care.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
we all
much.
care.
Thank you. But it was quite an adult experience, a lot of responsibility.
I don't remember mine.
But it
being
made us
very
all
adult.
very weird. Everybody
Made you
was
all
like,
very
"Oh,
weird.
that's a weird little cult of like
Yeah.
student government people that wear the same
Yeah.
shirt." And nobody wanted to wear the shirt, but it was like, "Well, I'm in this class, fourth period. I guess I
Yeah.
got to do it."
Damn.
Weird.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
Shirt. That's funny.
It was really weird.
We had a journalism class, and we did like a news station at our school.
That's cool.
And I
I
remember
remember
being
that.
like, we're living the dream.
Absolutely.
Did you? Were you part of
would be
it?
such a great anchor.
I was an anchor Fridays.
Mhm.
I don't know why I never did that at my school. They would do morning announcements over the video once a week. So like
That's fun.
they would do morning announcements every day that were just audio, and then Friday they would like work on it all week and then do like some fun little joke things and
Yeah.
like the news, whatever. I don't know why I didn't do that. It makes so much sense
I don't
for
know.
me.
Yeah, I love that shit, but
Yeah.
I also didn't do it. But
Yeah.
they'd read out everybody's birthday that day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so sweet. We didn't do that.
They'd do like little bits of news, weather, birthdays.
That's cute.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a little bit of responsibility when you're a kid,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I don't want any of it now.
No, I'd give it all back. Just kidding.
Welcome to the Catalina Foothills News at 7. It's Friday, and it's been an exciting
Shut up.
week.
Get away. Stop.
Quiet on set.
Shut up. Get away from me.
Next cue card.
Okay.
The biggest news of all, of course, is that Mr. Dumays is divorced. Exciting for all of the girls and boys.
Card out. I said take it out.
Of course, his attitude.
Too late. It's too late.
His attitude right now is still a little negative as he's going through a lot, but we think a lot of the negativity he's been bringing in the past 2 years will be stifled and put away by his new entrance into the dating pool.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
Try it again.
That was, of course, our off-camera whistler here to add comedic effect to all of our news stories, and we're working on it. In other big news, one of the big lunch disciplinarians, they were called yard duties in elementary school, but now they're sort of cops in high school, hurt his foot.
That's right.
Oh.
Perfect.
Our thoughts go out to Mr. McAlevey and his family, and if anyone can catch the Snickers thief that made this happen, there is a reward of a 30 points extra credit in AP English. And now, on to birthdays. It's November 19th, and the following people are having birthdays today.
Kimberly Dermody.
Kyle Darmonson.
Angela Bassett.
Tay Diggs. Stella Groove. That's all the November 19th birthdays. It's only one day.
I just got back from the parking lot, ready to give my update.
Okay, we've got a parking lot update from our woman on the scene, Kara Steinberg.
Just rolled right in from the parking lot. And I'm here to tell you there are still 5 spots available in the back of the parking lot. I can see her.
That's right. For all of you who are late to school and not able to see this yet, there are 5 spots left.
Let's put that camera off of Kara while we get those nipples fixed.
What's happening?
I think what he meant to say is let's get that camera fixed and get the nipples off the stage. In other news, the robotics lab on campus has exploded. Just kidding, but wouldn't that be crazy? That was our fake news story of the day.
We have Mrs. Clemsy in here, and she's in here to interview to be Mrs. Dunsmore's new wife.
Okay,
said cut that segment.
and it's the segment
She
everybody voted for.
Oh, kids. What? Oh, goodness. Oh, what are you silly goofs
It's
doing
the
in
Bachelor Dunsmore edition, where we bring in a teacher, single mom.
This is not appropriate.
here? Somebody told me that there was a kid bleeding in here.
Nope, you're here to interview Mr. Dunsmore or
We're
be
here to
interviewed.
stop another kind of bleeding.
I've
My
married.
emotional one.
I've been married for 17 years.
Well, we'll see how this works out. That's a good thing for Mr. Dunsmore to know. First,
Breaking news! Breaking news! Go ahead, come on in.
Do the whistle.
Lunch has been canceled today.
Oh,
Just kidding. Fake news story number 2.
fake news.
Hey.
See? Hey! I was sound effect guy.
My week for sound effects.
boy,
That's
really
very
hard.
Funny.
Listen, I've been coming down on people for jumping down people's throats for having opinions and being themselves. But I also want to jump down the throat of director Osgood Perkins.
Mm-hmm.
He directed Long
What a
Legs, which
Did you see
spoiler
Long
alert,
Legs?
I hated.
You did.
Spoiler alert.
But there is an interview with him that my girlfriend Drew sent me in, I think, Variety, where he comes off, he's 50 years old. He comes off like a 20-year-old film student.
Wow.
The way he talks is incredible.
I can't wait.
And I just wanted you all to hear it. And I really, in the tune, to the tune of my thing of, what do you mean? I would have loved to hear follow-up questions to some of the things he said.
Mm.
So I want to have Talia read the interviewer questions and I'll read his answers. And then I want you all to just respond as you might respond if a guy was talking to you like this.
Okay. I can't wait.
Can we try it? It's our new segment. Dan had an idea.
Okay, welcome back. This is Horse and Hound. And we're here with the director of Long Legs, Osgood Perkins. Now, I just wanted to ask you, where did the character Long Legs come from? Did you have him in mind and build the movie around him? Or were you making a murder mystery and then created this villain?
It was built around the character of Longlegs, who was a character that tried to make himself fit into other projects that I had worked on. When you're writing all the time and generating specs and no one's paying you or you don't have any source material, you're making shit up all the time. You end up with a universe of things that are swirling around and you try to pull them out and stick them in. Longlegs was an entity. This shabby... Is he a birthday clown? Is he a puppet master? Does he deal with stuffed animals? Is it little pianos? You don't need context for the movie to understand why he's saying this. This is all gibberish. You start to wonder about this person who comes to your kid on their birthday and you're in another room and you don't know they're interacting, and that's weird. He doesn't abduct the kids because we've seen that 1,000 times before. He kind of talks to them. You start to be curious about that. When I decided that I was going to try for a serial killer procedural that was going to be something else, I needed a bad guy. Longlegs was like, I'll do it. In your drawer of ideas, one of them says, put me in, coach. And it goes Longlegs.
Oh, can we
Thank
cancel?
you. No, we're here all day. Me and my associates just want to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You know, characters just appear to you. And this Longlegs character, and if you see the movie, it's obvious to you that he kept popping up in my unconscious. He's a really fully formed, normal, weird oddball that I came up with. And, you know, they speak to you. You're writers. You understand.
Do you love long legs? Like, do you like long legs?
I love all my characters. You have to as a writer.
It seems like you're just kind of trying to do cool shit. Like, is there a point to Long Legs, or is it just sort of like some words on a dartboard?
He's weird.
Right.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you? Why, what kind of weird?
It makes you think about your place in the world.
Not me, but
I have a question. When you're writing, it almost feels like, are you talking to yourself? Do you like talk to yourself out loud? And you're like, well, the drawer's opening. I know. Here we go again. I'm just curious about that.
Fantastic question. I go into a fugue state when I'm writing, and I just let the muse speak through me. So it's hard to say, but probably.
Okay.
A fugue state.
Yeah, I don't know where I am.
What is fugue?
no, that
mean?
made sense from the movie. Sorry, I didn't have my coffee today. I'm in a bad mood. I apologize. Let's do the next question.
Okay, great. Listen, we're so curious about this movie. We loved it so much. The word long legs itself is just so creepy, but we don't get a reason for why he calls himself that. Where did that name come from?
We writers just like words. We like how certain words sound and look
We
and shape and
writers.
feel. Yeah, it has daddy long legs and a creepy crawly aspect to it, but it also feels 70s to me. Almost like a Led Zeppelin song or something someone would have on the side of their van, something groovy like that. It feels like a vintage word that people wouldn't toss around much today, long legs. It positioned the movie in a weird place. You don't fully understand it. It doesn't fully fit, which is more alluring to me and creates a curiosity that I think is important.
Do you believe what you just said? Like about the vintage
I
thing?
mean, it came out of my mouth, and you don't hear when's the last time you heard the word long legs?
1 second ago.
Before that.
Yeah, probably talking about a spider.
Yeah, I mean it's summer, so
Yeah.
there's an awful lot of daddy long legs everywhere.
So yeah, what flash?
And there's no word long legs. It's a part of it's 2 words from a 3-word sort of phrase.
groovy.
Now, if you had to give long legs just like a name, like a human name,
Oh,
what would his vibe be?
Longfellow.
No, if he wasn't
Legs?
named Long Legs.
Oh,
Longfellow legs. So you didn't add anything to legs.
So it's just that long is a nickname of a longer name.
I guess so. I don't know. That's just
It sounds like you came up with a pitch for the movie because it's purposefully vague and confusing to sort of get people to go see it. Do you feel like once that vague purposelessness is answered that the movie is any fun?
You sure you haven't seen this movie?
I've not seen it at all.
Couldn't
Well,
even
you
tell
did.
you
Just
what
the
it was
way you're
about.
talking
Nailed
about it
it.
seems like you were thinking more about the sell than you were the content.
Yeah, you got me on that one. You got me on that one.
Interesting.
And congratulations. I'm miserable and have never sold anything. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Go to A24. Anything you think is funny, just pitch it as serious.
What happened to them, by the way? They used to be
They
such
got a new makeup person.
such a stamp of I want to see that. Now
Their
it's
CEO,
almost
their
the
CEO is a makeup person, a hair and makeup prosthetics person now.
I heard the lamb is actually in charge of the company now.
So do you?
Last
I guess
question.
Oh yeah. Oh
Or
yeah.
go
I
ahead.
can.
Or did you
Well,
have one
I was
there?
just gonna say
He's telling us last question.
does it-
Jesus
He
Christ.
did just say last question.
you. It seems like you, for lack of a better term, get off with people just like being a little confused or things like not really making a lot of sense. But you're trying to sell like a pretty commercial movie.
Well, the world is confusing.
Oh boy.
Got me there. All right, last
Mhm. Yeah.
All right, we don't find out about Ruth's religion, but it appears to be some form of Christianity. Did you have a specific religion in mind or intend the movie to be a critique on it?
I'm not religious. I don't take religion either seriously or not seriously.
Oh, impossible.
It's not my place to tell people what they should believe or feel, or where they should go to feel safer or guilty or whatever they need. I think it's just sometimes sort of funny that people are devout. People are funny, right? People are funny, right? We're all running around doing our thing, trying to stay above water. Even Ruth has that last laugh at the notion of prayers. Like, prayers? Everybody's praying. Everybody in the Middle East is praying all the fucking time. And then using the Bible, it just has good language in it. The Bible just has some fucking crazy, funky language
We
in
know
it.
he likes words.
A beast rising out of the sea with 10 horns and crowns. It's awesome. Not to be sophomoric about it, but the Bible has a lot of really fun, silly wording in it that's useful if you're a writer just looking for words.
That's so interesting. So I'm
I'm
When-
50.
when you're
You're just looking for words.
you go to the Bible. Listen, that's great. I guess my question is, like, what really like drew you to do this story? Because it doesn't sound like you care that much about this story, but like, you obviously spent many years on it.
Just cool. It was cool.
Oh, okay.
I just thought it was cool.
And you're 50.
Years old.
Hmm.
I highly recommend you see this movie just for the very last frame.
Oh my God.
I
I heard
have
it
to
is
see it.
so scary. I can't.
I can't
It's
Did you
not.
see it?
No, and I'd like to. I heard just the opening is very scary, and then
Oh,
it kind of
really?
never lives up to that for the rest of the movie.
You nailed me.
Did I nail you? People are funny. Is this movie funny to you?
No, it's serious, but it's funny. Life is funny.
I mean, I get that.
Why do
Oh,
all
yeah.
of your answers make it so that you can't be tied down? Why is every answer you have slipping away from the question?
I think it's just language.
Uh-huh.
You do like
There it
words.
is.
You do like words.
There
Thank
it
you
is.
for doing that with me.
Wow.
Oh my God, I have to see this movie now. That was good marketing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably the best marketed movie I've ever seen. In the
Really?
sense of like what they told me I was going to get
Right.
is nowhere close to what I got. And I really wanted to see it from the marketing. They really,
Yeah, this is what I've heard.
whoever
It's
did it
fascinating.
deserves a lot of money.
And it's Nick Cage?
Yeah, Nick Cage's long legs.
I see.
I do want to see
I
it.
mean, I'm 50-50 on these movies. I think they're incredible or awful.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of in between. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I love what he
Which I
does.
Yeah,
He
I rate it.
it's hard for a scary movie for every time the bad guy shows up, you are laughing.
Yes.
Laugh-
Was the
Laughing.
audience
Huh?
laughing?
When we came in, there was a woman, and I thought my seat was next to her, and she's like, "Oh, that's my granddaughter's." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So it's like, "Oh, a woman took her granddaughter to Long Legs." The movie ends, and right after the final frame, the woman goes, "Well, that was awful."
Oh.
So funny.
But some people I know who I respect really liked it.
Yeah.
I
Right.
just thought it was.
What did they like about it? Did they
I
say?
can't tell. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked to them. I've only
Right.
talked to other people that
They
dislike
like
it.
words.
Sometimes a
Words.
movie
Sorry
is
to make
just an
fun of people
experience.
in our audience that might have liked it, but the way that guy talked really bothered me.
It's
Well, you're
so
making
But,
fun of
yeah, I was gonna
interesting.
say you're
Yeah.
not making fun of the movie necessarily.
the way that he talks bothers me to my core.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to put like a definite reason. I can't quite figure it out. I think it's the elusiveness.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he doesn't ever have an actual real answer, so it makes me jealous that he has a cool thing maybe.
Yeah. He's a very technically sound director. That's like a thing I've become kind of like focused on is these
Right.
horror directors that like really know what they're doing but have nothing to say.
Right.
Because there's a lot of
Oh,
like really
interesting.
cool things in it. But
Right.
yeah.
I feel like that is kind of what directing is like being a craftsman of like understanding what kind of shots and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm.
Maybe expecting they're good writers is a good bonus, but not maybe it doesn't make sense.
I kind of feel that way too.
Well, I really don't know horror. I really don't know
Mm-mm.
that world because I choose not to.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the horror is around us already, isn't it?
listen, words, words.
I guess
are
us
beautiful.
writers just like words.
We like words. I worry that I have like not a gullibility, but like it's just really like taking people that at their word that if I in a different context heard this guy talking, I would have been like, yes,
Really?
okay. Now we're really talking
He's so
about
down to
something.
earth
I would
and
be like,
honest.
and you know what? The Bible does have some silly words in it. Like that's what's kind of scary to me. I am so close to joining everybody's cult.
Mhm.
I just feel like I'm like, yeah, because why does he have to have a real name? His name is Long Legs, and legs doesn't mean, and we are long and we have legs, and why do we question it? And I could just see
Yeah.
me being like, have you guys heard how brilliant this fucking
Like
guy
if
is?
someone has convictions, you're all right.
I believe
you'll
people
follow
at
them.
their convictions.
Yeah.
And not
Sure.
always, but most of the time.
Yeah.
I think creative people and artists often sound wild when they're talking.
Yeah.
In a way that I would be like scared to sound. And it's probably why I'll never accomplish anything.
No, it's
But-
almost like a little bit of a blind confidence to like what they know or what they're saying. I'm just like, but aren't you worried that people are listening to you? It's almost like they don't have that worry.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. They can't really read the room, and that's part of maybe what's helping them. Because, like,
Totally.
if they were
Yes.
reading the room better, they'd be like, "Oh, people think I'm weird."
Yeah.
But they just go like, "I don't. What do you mean?
Mm. I'm not weird.
I'm just being so genuine." It's
Yeah.
like, well, maybe that's actually a good quality.
Yes, it's a fine line.
Yeah.
You definitely have to be is obsessed with yourself the right way. Like I like to watch choices. Nicolas Cage is a good one, and be like, man, he did all of this not knowing if it was going to work. Like you see things that work, and then in history you go like, oh, what a good performance. But you don't realize they had to do it on set in front of everybody and not know if it was going to bomb. I like to that.
Like the
Like
commitment.
in songs, like in a
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin song where he's just moaning for a minute. Like he just had to go into a studio and do that while everyone kind of sat around and went like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. We like that,
It's gonna
man.
be cool. Yeah.
I've never done anything like that.
No, it's so
No.
like somebody really leading with like instinct and not I'm not saying this is what this director is doing, but just what we're talking about now. But I feel like it's somebody leading much more with instinct and like feeling and gut than any type of awareness, which I would
Yeah.
not be able
Well,
to
there
do.
is something to not trying to be like anyone else.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
like very off-putting and kind of special
Yeah.
because it's like you will get something unique that doesn't feel like every other movie. But I don't know if I want to talk to that guy for a long
Right.
time. You know what I mean?
But then there are some artists that I'm like, oh, you're able to do both. You're
Mhm.
able to be so weird and experimental and like clearly in touch with something. And also you sound like a sane person when you, I know
Ooh, can I have an example?
Yeah, I'm going to give an example who actually, this person probably does sound out there plenty of times. Like, I find David Lynch, and when he talks about filmmaking, very digestible and like inspiring. And he is talking about the art, but it's not in a way that makes me feel like I'm in like a college acting class where everyone's wearing black.
Mm-hmm.
He's incredibly weird, but he also puts across that he knows and has a reason for what he's saying. Like, it's
Yeah.
not just random weirdness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That just made me think of, to circle back to what you were saying about like, why does this interview bother me so much? When David Lynch talks, I get the impression that he is expressing what he thinks and feels. And when this guy talks, I get the impression that he is trying to get you to think he is smart.
Yeah.
Like, I don't actually see a thought or a feeling in anything that he's saying.
Yes.
But I feel like David Lynch,
I don't know. It's just wacky.
yeah.
We're beyond that.
Like,
It
what's
can't
fun
be.
about him is like Lynch is like creativity and like you're unconscious and like I don't know how it's going to come out, but the goal is to like put something out there that's like a part of you, and so that draws me in.
Mhm.
But someone just being like, words are fascinating to me is like, okay, I don't think we can connect here because you're not saying anything.
Right. And you'd probably
He's
talk
a
a
good
lot about
example.
honesty and vulnerability, but like it feels very put on.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't live it or embody it.
which I relate to.
Just say. Yeah.
Not living honesty or
Talking about it,
vulnerability.
not
It took
living
me a few years to talk about vulnerability, but not actually know how to do it.
Mhm.
Mm.
Well, you got to learn what it is before you can practice it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for the final part of the job interview, I just brought our three candidates in here because I want to get to know you more on instinct, on your guts, on who you are. You all did a great job answering all the questions everyone asks in interviews, but I'm here to really get to know you because we're going to be working together. Okay?
And just to clarify, there is one position or
There's one position, yeah. So
Okay.
you're the top three candidates. I love all of you. I love you all, and I really mean that.
Thank you.
And just to be clear, we
Thank you.
are all here for the stalker at Home Depot, right?
Yeah, I interview everyone top to bottom.
Okay.
Obviously, and I just want to see because you said stalker, and I don't want you to judge your gut here,
Okay.
but
I was
you
just
said
saying
it.
the job title.
But I'm talking about your energy.
Uh-huh.
You said stalker like it's not worth enough that I should know your gut instincts and who you are. But you're a part of the machine of Home Depot and the family, and I need to know you. Also, you're not vaccinated, right? None of you are vaccinated?
no? Of course not.
Only because it would kill me if I got vaccinated.
I did get vaccinated the first time, but I started shaking around all weird and stuff, so I had to quit it.
Very good.
Yep.
Good.
I'm not vaccinated.
Very
and I'm-
good. No masks. Nothing. We don't do that here.
Oh.
But so I just want to know your.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah. I'm fine. I didn't mean to have any judgment about the word stalker. I just the start of this made me feel like maybe I was in the wrong place, but it sounds like I'm in the right place.
You have a feeling of not belonging.
Well,
What was the question?
yeah. I guess if this is the final part of the interview, I just want to say I worked at Lowe's for 10 years.
As a stalker?
Wow.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Cool.
Kind of got to ask what's going on then.
That's interview talk. I don't care where you worked. I care
Oh.
about you.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just hated it.
Your tongue came so far out of your mouth. Are you all right?
It's just how I felt in the moment, and I had to express it. I know you worked at Lowe's for 10 years. You said that in the last interview, but who are you?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this job, and where did you come from before this?
That's interview talk. I mean, where I came from, the cosmos. Literally, I was an assistant manager for Subway sandwiches. And I worked my way up through corporate there, and now I'm the head of both hiring here and the diversity inclusivity program that we have here.
The head of that.
I'm feeling judged. I'm feeling very judged.
Well, I really want to work here because I live right around the corner. This would really work for me. It's minimum wage, but I'm just trying to get some stability while I look for other jobs. So I would really do a great job. This is important to me, but, I'm here for the money.
Cool.
Take my hands in your hands here.
No, thank you.
In your hands here.
No, thanks.
Okay. I'm going to keep my hands out as an offer to you.
All right,
Thank
fine,
you.
fine.
Okay. That must have been really hard for you to say something like that. Say something that I would maybe judge you for. It's just because it's close. It's not because you want to work here, because you love it here.
I don't care.
And yet I'm so happy to hear that you don't care. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. I guess
Sorry
I'll...
about that. It's glandular.
Hyperhidrosis.
Hyperhidrosis, yeah.
Oof. What's his name in the movie?
I like that instinct. Oh, yeah. What was that?
I'll go next. I want to work at Lowe's and be a stalker because my ex works here.
Laugh. Or laugh really hard. Laugh in her face if that's funny to you.
Oh, well, my ex.
What do you want?
He died, so I want to work here in his memory.
Oh, no. I'm so
really
sorry.
And then my other ex also still works here, and I'm really trying to win him back.
Oh.
Wow, that's a very complicated.
Your
Thank
other
you.
ex.
I do think you either misspoke or you're in the wrong place because this is for Home Depot. Did your ex die and work at Home Depot, or was it
Wait.
at Lowe's?
Shit. Hold on. Let me check my phone.
Oh, yeah. There's a Lowe's right next door.
Okay. I'm in the wrong
Why
spot.
did they do that, by the way?
Shoot.
So
I'm in the wrong spot, you guys.
Oh, and I just loved you so much.
It was
I
so nice to
really
be here
vibed
with
with
you.
you.
I really loved
I
you.
really vibed with you.
Well, couldn't you work at home? I mean, I would like this job, so I'm not trying to edge myself out.
I'm
but-
trying to
You
work
guys
for my
vibed?
ex-boyfriends in my ex-boyfriend's memory.
I'm so sorry. I didn't see you guys vibe once.
Oh no, that we vibed.
Energetically,
Vibed,
I just
yeah.
really vibed on the whole thing. The way she spoke and is totally wrong, in the wrong place, has no idea where she is.
I'm not even
has
sure.
lost
No.
one ex to the Lord, lost another one.
He
just
was
to
not
time.
religious. He's gonna be in hell.
Wow.
Listen, I
I'd love
loved
to hear
him.
that.
I love the lighting department. That was what I worked up to at Lowe's, and
That's why I thought we were at Lowe's.
yeah, I did mention Lowe's as my
What?
work
You worked
experience.
next door and now you want to work here? What's the deal?
Well, I'm sober now. I lost my last job due to some
Speak.
Oh no.
excessive drinking.
in the middle of it.
And
Was that it?
excuse me?
Was that it, or was there more?
No, I just alcohol took over my
No
life.
drugs or
No.
pills or anything.
I don't.
Doesn't this feel patronizing?
Yeah, I don't know that
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's the problem.
Yes. Step on me.
No.
Own me. Tell me how you feel about
See,
me.
I knew that's what this was.
Do you
I knew
have
this
any
was
more
some sort of-
applications
some
for
sort of-
here?
Screw the here. Take an application. Tear it in half. Screw the application. We'll fill it out. Tape it back together. I do need to show
you have
that
any
to
tape?
the corporate.
Do you have any tape?
I don't care about it.
Do I have any
Do you have any
tape?
tape?
Yeah, I actually do have some. Here you go.
Tell me more about the alcoholism.
Well, I don't totally feel comfortable in a group setting.
Thank you for
But
being honest
There's
about
like
that.
30 people waiting for the next interview, too. I don't know if this is supposed to take this
Oh
long.
yeah, the hot dog cart interviews after this.
they are affiliated?
Well, they didn't used to be, but I found that the hot dog guys were so out of touch with themselves and the customers that I took over that hiring process.
You took it out of their hands.
Listen, man, I'm really good at selling lights and teaching people how to install lights.
Why do you want to get back in the stocking storeroom, storage area? Shouldn't you be out there on the lights?
I'm going to take myself out of the running. Give it to this light woman. I think she
this
really
light
deserves
woman-
it.
No, I
She
hate her.
needs to
I
be
hate
in the
her the most.
Scene.
Oh God!
What do we think?
Boy.
What do we think?
Anything else on our minds? I think that's about an hour of happy.
Wow.
Wow. We haven't had an actual drink together in a long time.
It
This
has
group.
been a
We
while.
gotta do it. That's
Yeah.
just for off mic talk, but everyone out there should know that we wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Let's be friends off mic.
Yeah.
Let's be friends off mic.
Nobody
Yeah.
hangs out
Friends
anymore.
off mic. Is that true?
Nobody hangs
Myself
out
included.
anymore. I'm there. I'm for sure there.
You know what? I'm going to set up a hang.
I love that.
Huge.
I've said it now, so now it's going to weigh on me if I don't do it.
Yeah, we're putting it out
So there
there.
we go.
I
Keep
can't
us
wait for
honest
this to
out
just
there.
weigh on Talia, but for nothing to happen.
She knows it's true.
Everybody keep us honest on the hang. Comment
us
on here.
honest.
Remind us.
Yeah.
Check in.
Press us for pics. Press.
Press us.
Thank you so much, as always, to Talia and Victoria for being here. Is there anything you'd like to share with our audience? Anything you'd like to plug? Anything you'd like to ask them for?
We are on an improv team called Yeti.
Yes.
And you can find our dates of performances in Los Angeles on Instagram at Yeti for real.
That's right.
4 is a number.
Yes, we perform at UCB 4 Thursdays of the month and at the Elysian Theater 2nd Sundays of the month.
So
Come
fun.
out.
And we like to do scenes together, and I like to whisper with Victoria at the beginning of it.
It's probably rude, but
Yeah.
it's
But we
good.
get called out sometimes.
Yeah.
If you've never seen Yeti, you got to see them. They're legendary. So funny. So fun. Go
And
see them.
kind.
both your episodes of Make Some Noise are out on Dropout, right?
Victoria's
I don't
isn't
think
out
Victoria's
yet.
not yet?
Mine is
Okay,
out.
Talia's
Oh,
is out.
so be
Go
eagerly
to
awaiting.
Dropout, make some noise on the Instagram.
You can see Big Grande the fourth Sunday of every month to catch Ryan and I at UCB live. Ryan, what else?
Check out. I got a couple other podcasts going. Yes, also with Susie Barrett. It's an improv podcast about everybody's comedic story with improv and comedy and all that stuff. It's really fun. And a new one I'm doing with my friend Payam Banafaz called The Greatest Conversation Ever. We just interview our funny friends and have fun and be stupid, and it's really fun. So follow those.
Yeah, every
Yay.
episode of Yes Also I've listened to has immediately affected the way I either coach or do improv.
Wow.
I learn something new every
hey.
time that I'm like, that's really smart to think
Wow.
of.
Yeah, if you're interested in comedy, it really has been like a really cool, interesting resource.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I love it. Yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you again to Tim Blaine for our theme song. Thanks to Annie Wu for the logo. Thank you to Bill Clinton and Monica.
Thanks for teaching us.
And Trenton Oliver for editing help.
God.
Is that
Where
shocking,
am
Talia?
You don't like Clinton.
I don't think we thanked Bill Clinton and Monica together.
I don't think that's a probe.
Is that inappropriate?
Well, let's just thank Monica then.
Thank
Do you have a problem with that?
Yeah, Monica
Okay,
for
no.
her service. Yeah.
Thank you, and we're sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill, for globalizing trade. And
Back to the political talk, which is what everybody
Oh
wanted.
my God,
from
we
us.
can't escape
This is hardball.
and
with Rachel Maddow.
Yeah.
thanks again, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.